What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today I'm going to be breaking down a very simple strategy to take on ASTRANYX the Dark Fae all the way up to stage 120 of the hard Doom Tower. Now today we are only facing floor 40, but I've used very similar teams to take on 120 in previous rotations. Now, do you need this team I'm using today? No. They're very versatile in what you can bring in. But let me just break down the kind of structure and why this team is put together. So Deacon Armstrong, he has an increased turn meter, but he also drops the turn meter, a drop defense as well, alongside a leech on his A1. Now this is really great to set up for your provoke champion if you can't get them as fast as your Deacon Armstrong. You're going to see everything in the run. Heading into the next champion here, we have got Cold Heart, who is infamous for her enemy max HP ability, but also the turn meter drop on that A3. Very important here. We've got a Royal Guard, very similar thing. He's got an A3 that can decrease speed and also decrease turn meter. Heading into Ninja, he's going to be obliterating the damage with those burns, and you're going to see in the run, kills this Fae very quickly. And Vizix, she also has decreased speed, but you don't want to bring in ally protection, which is also in her kit, because as the boss does AoEs, you do not want your Vizix to die, so we're going to be blocking that off with presets and just prioritize the A1 ability. So let's discuss ways that you can change this composition. So do you have a lore? If you do, congratulations, because she is MVP. Treat this boss very similar to the Fire Knight, where you're taking down the shield and then you're destroying the boss. In the Dark Fae, you're killing yourself, gaining full turn meter control, and it's pretty much the same thing after that. So Allures, really great champions. You have got free ones with a Diabolist, you can farm from the 12 free campaign, and she has a drop turn meter and a fill turn meter, very similar to a Deacon Armstrong. So a really great substitute here. And if you want to take out maybe Ninja, if you don't have a Ninja by some chance, any turn meter champions, you kind of get the theme here. As long as you got a provoke who is faster than everyone else in your team, you're able to just provoke your own team, kill them off, and then cycle through those turn meter abilities. So I also think it's worth mentioning presets. So if I just head into here, I've got this as normal, doesn't really matter. We want to always prioritize the Heartseeker. With Royal Guard, you want to prioritize the A3 ability with that decreasing of turn meter and also that decreased speed. After you place it once, it's pretty much up for the rest of the rounds. Now Ninja, he's just going to be doing the freezes and the burns, doesn't really matter. And with Vizix, all you're doing is blocking these off and prioritizing the A1 ability and just manual the provokes once you come up against yourself with the mirror copies. So without further ado, let's get into the run. So on this bit here, it's pretty much full auto, but just make sure when you get to wave 2 that you're saving all of your abilities, because you want to set this up correctly. Now towards the end of the video, I'll also discuss other options that I found really useful in previous rotations. But let's just get through here, and I'll come back to you towards the boss. Alright, so we've just got through to the final champion, which is an annoying Daywalker. Get the heck out of here. And we were just prioritizing our A1 abilities to keep them all off cooldown. Now, once you come into the Dark Fae, it's really intimidating at first, because you're seeing yourself with a mirror copy. Now, one kind of top tip is don't bring in very tanky champions, because just like you don't want to kill a Duchess, you're going to have to kill that Duchess, right? Or you might have to kill that Rector Draft or the Underpriest Brogni. You want to bring in champions like we are today that can kill as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. So let's just go into the kind of kit first. So on the A1, attacks all enemies and can place a leech. On the A2, can steal a random buff from enemies under magic champions and can steal turn meters according to the number of force champions on your team. Also has a 25% chance of placing True Fear for each Void champion on the team, i.e. our Vizix here, and our Cold Heart, unfortunately. And then can also attack all enemies, and all living allies will team up with this attack, but we don't have to worry about that because we're going to be killing our champions. On the A4 ability, can banish one of your champions and kind of spawn a mirror copy of them throughout the run, but it's not too bad. And that's pretty much the main things to focus on. In terms of what you want to do here, place a provoke, just like I mentioned in the start. You just place a little freeze if you want to. Not an issue. Do some drop defense. Come through with a nuke. And just one final champion left with physics. They've stolen our ninja here. Not a big deal. Now here, because we're under a fear, unfortunately, because we have void champions, you may just want an A1 for the time being. So let's just put another provoke out. Why not? Don't worry about the attacks here. And then let's just do this. And pretty much from here is auto. We've kind of got the full control now. We've got decreased speed and that enemy max HP ability. Now, it's literally going to go very smooth from this point. You're going to see the enemy max HPs, the turn meter reductions from the A1s, the drop turn meter from Deacon Armstrong. It's all going to come into full effect. I'm going to discuss all of the speeds that you need for other stages straight after the run. Alright, no problems. And that leech on the A1 is really keeping us alive here. Now you tend to get less fear if you start bringing in a double allure, for instance, because they're magic champions, right? And they're also dropping that turn meter down a lot better than these champions could. But I wanted to showcase that without allure, still very possible for you to do this. Almost done here. Only took 4 minutes, even though we was discussing the skills as well. Nice little burn. Look at that damage. And one more takedown, and that is it. Floor 40 of the Dark Fae on the hard Doom Tower with a very simple strategy. Now, as I keep saying, you can bring in allures. You don't need a ninja. You don't need a cold heart. It's really going to work out great. Just think in your head. Heal yourself as efficiently as possible. Gain turn meter control, very similar to a Fire Knight, and you're going to be completely fine. That's about it. Get that juicy little void shard, and it is a 2x void, so I might just yeet this for you guys. But let's just go into some other champions that you may want to bring into the mix. Okay, so a champion that I really kind of recommend is Lysandra. Now, she's really amazing with this A3 ability because she can decrease turn meters of all enemies by 30%, but can also fully deplete the target's turn meter. Really great skill this. And there's one champion that people really hate in the Orcs, who is actually, in my opinion, one of the MVPs, and he goes by the name of Grohawk the Bloodied. Now, decrease speed on the A1, and can steal the target's turn meter on the A3 ability, and can place a weaken if it's critical. That will pair really nicely with that drop defense from your ninja, for instance. And if you don't have a Royal Guard, a nice decreased speed on that A1. Also, an AoE if you just want to clear out your own team. This guy is amazing for this. Believe me, even unbooked, he's still going to be very, very good. And let's just go into my champions now. So allures here are going to be really amazing. Of course, I've got 2 of them. I've been stripping a bit of gear recently. You've got champions like Diabolist, who is a free farmable rare champion from the campaign. And literally, she has the same skill as a Deacon Armstrong. Builds the turn meters and also drops the turn meters. Now, another way that you can do this is completely wipe out your champions with a nuker. So we did bring in Royal Guards, but even champions like Biggin, for instance, very solid against this boss. Where is he? So he's got decreased speed, he's got drop turn meter, and he can also hit like a truck and also help out with those waves, right? So that's just kind of the 2 strategies that I really like. And let's just quickly bring up the stats of champions you may want to bring into the mix once we put Grohawk on the screen. So as you can see here, the accuracy on stage 40 is 150 and the speed is 210. Then we got 230 speed on stage 80, and then we got 250 speed on floor 120. So you're gonna have to alter your champions to kind of match those speeds, but also factor in the decreased speed debuff that you are placing. But if you do want to see the full guide, description below on ayumilove.com, and you can see all of the stats that is on the screen right now. So before we wrap up the video, let me just quickly break down the stats of the champions that I did use. So Vizix was just in a lifesteal set, and she was running at 40,000 HP and 235 speed with 228 accuracy. And the Masteries was just heading down to War Master and the support tree. And that's pretty much the same for all of my champions here, apart from my Cold Hearts and my Royal Guard. Now, Ninja is at 207 speed, nothing spectacular. The accuracy is just for other areas of the game, and if I do want to use him in the higher stages. Just in some random pieces, we've got like Cruel and Accuracy and Perception. Royal Guard, just some mismatch sets, and we've got around 230% crit damage on this one at 195 speed. And he's in Helm Smasher. Deacon Armstrong, we've gone the offensive and the defensive tree to War Master, and he's just in a blend of speed and a mismatch set. Not too sure why, but it's all good. And he's at 225 speed. And our Cold Heart is just in critical rate and some accuracy gear. And she's running at 192 speed, 34,000 HP, and close to 200 accuracy. But as I mentioned earlier, if you're doing above stage 40, you're going to have to increase those accuracy stats and those speeds to be able to keep up with the speed of the Dark Fae to make sure that you don't have any bad runs. But yeah, that's going to be all for the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.